Sometimes men come to see me in the office and they're complaining of things like low libido, low energy, their mood is down, they find they have to take a nap in the middle of the day, they go to the gym and they're just not putting on the muscle mass they used to, or frankly, they can't get the weight off. They're growing a little belly and it's not going away despite whatever it is that they're trying to do in terms of eating right and exercising. One of the things that could be the culprit is low testosterone. There should be signs of low testosterone in order for us to go doing lab tests and seeing what's going on. You don't want to have super physiological levels of any kind of hormone. You don't want to abuse testosterone. It is a steroid, but if you have clinical signs, then yes, that should be addressed so that you can start to feel like your normal self. When a patient comes to me and they are complaining of fatigue, being tired, unable to sleep, just not functioning at their most optimum, yes, testosterone could potentially be one of the culprits, but other things that need to be evaluated are things like thyroid function levels. What I worry a lot about is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea not only causes you to be tired when you wake up in the morning because you haven't actually gotten great sleep, but it can lead to so many actual metabolic problems, including low testosterone. Other things that are tied to sleep apnea include metabolic syndrome, which is hypertension, obesity in the abdominal area. Actually, it's also tied to men waking up in the middle of the night to urinate often. It's really very interesting, but sleep apnea is not a good thing and it should be evaluated. So oftentimes when the patients come to me and they even do have low T, I tell them, look, you got to get a sleep study. There's a good chance that if you can reverse the sleep apnea with a CPAP or what have you, that you can actually fix the root of the problem and you may not even need testosterone replacement. The three most important ways that men can get their testosterone levels to naturally go up are, number one, sleeping well. Sleep is vital to testosterone production. Number two, eating well, meaning eating healthfully. You really want to incorporate a lot of plant-based foods into your diet. And I'm trying to minimize things like dairy and meat, believe it or not. And then lastly, exercise, getting into the gym, doing both aerobic activity as well as incorporating resistance training. One thing that you should be aware of are some of these men's clinics. Frankly, they scare me, to be honest with you. I don't think they're necessarily out there for the patient's best interest. They're definitely out there for their own best interest. Frankly, you don't need a men's clinic. You just need a really good urologist. I find that these men's clinics often get our patients into trouble by putting them at these really high levels of testosterone. Testosterone replacement is not without risk. Some of the things that you have to watch out for are, number one, testosterone can make you very efficient at making red blood cells. And if you make too much red blood cells, then your blood actually starts to get thicker or more viscous. And this can ultimately put you at risk of things like heart attack and strokes. Testosterone is metabolized through the liver, and you want to make sure that your liver can handle the testosterone replacement. We also monitor PSA levels. Testosterone doesn't cause prostate cancer, but testosterone can be fuel for prostate cancer cells. So nothing is without risk. And a good urologist is going to monitor you very closely. So when a patient comes to me suspecting that he might have low testosterone levels, first of all, we'll go over his history, we'll do a physical exam, and then we'll do blood work. Usually what we like to do is test testosterone levels early in the morning. That's because a man's natural production of testosterone is highest in the morning. Men produce testosterone on a circadian rhythm, so it's not the same level throughout the day. So the time to check testosterone levels should be early in the morning. We like to check two levels, meaning two different times, maybe a week apart, just to make sure that, yes, the levels are consistently low. If indeed the testosterone is low and the patient is exhibiting symptoms of low testosterone, then we'll talk about ways to replace testosterone. There are several different methods of replacing testosterone. Very rarely we do prescribe some oral testosterone replacement. This tends to be rather expensive. Insurance doesn't like to cover it. Honestly, I don't have one patient on oral testosterone, but it is out there. The other common way of replacing testosterone is via a gel to the skin that's applied every morning. And you want to apply this gel somewhere where it's covered so that you're not rubbing off against women and children throughout the day. But this mimics it naturally mimics the male's testosterone production since you're putting it on in the morning. Another method of testosterone replacement is through intramuscular injection with a needle. In terms of how often this is done, it's up to the patient. You can do this once a week, or you can wait every 2 weeks to inject. But the more often you inject, the more stable levels of testosterone you'll have throughout your blood. But if you're injecting every 2 weeks, most patients do experience sort of the highs and lows or the peaks and troughs of that testosterone. Another way of replacing testosterone is with testosterone pellets. This is it's a procedure that's done in the office under some local anesthesia. What we'll do is we'll numb the buttock area, and with special instruments, we'll get some implants of testosterone pellets into the muscle. And these testosterone pellets will usually last about 3 or 4 months. So the patient doesn't have to worry about, injecting or taking a gel every morning for a period of about 3 to 4 months.